So thank you all for joining us today for our new student orientation. My name is Brian Changwai. I'm the CEO of JoinIT Solutions. I've been a database administrator for over some time. I've been in the IT field as far back as 2009, where I started my career in IT as an absolute beginner. I used to work for the Cameroon Cooperative Credit Union League, where I help companies with the purchase of software, train employees on how to use their banking system that they were using, and I played the role of an IT assistant in various credit unions around Cameroon. Coming to the US, I went to school where I have my degree in computer network systems administration. I took a training in database administration where I am today a database consultant and a Microsoft certified trainer. Through these initiatives, I was able to come up with uh, JoinIT Solutions, which is specialized in bridging the gap by helping individuals like you to start and develop a career in IT. JoinIT Solution is a team that is made up of high talented IT professionals, all of which are alumni of JoinIT, people that have taken training at JoinIT, and they are here today giving back to the community. We have this initiative to give back to the community through educative and hands-on IT trainings. We partner with the College of Technology at the University of Boya to offer this training with you guys. You all will know the University of Boya is one of the biggest universities in Cameroon with track history of comprehensive and very high success rate in education. So this partnership with the University of Boya has been a game changer in us. It has given us that, it has helped us to achieve our goal by giving back to the College of Technology. A couple of hours ago, we graduated our first batch. They did their final project presentation where they all sat in the same orientation like you sitting here today. This batch of students, they're going to be going out to the job market through the College of Technology and JoinIT Solutions. We're going to help them with resumes, show them how to apply for international jobs, and be there to assist them throughout their career. My team is made up of myself, Prof. Robert, Alan, Ghislaine, Chi Brian, and a host of others that you're going to be hearing from them today. This is our new student orientation, and before we start every batch, we have an orientation like this to educate you all on what IT is, what you can do, what trainings are we offering, and how we can help you in Cameroon to get started and get situated as an IT professional. Before I proceed, I would like to call on the representative from the University of Boya, Mr. Michael, to officially open this new student orientation for us to go ahead. Mr. Mike, the floor is yours.
Okay, Mr. Brian. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. And thank you for all that you've done towards technology. The director would have loved to be here, like what I've explained to you. Thank him on behalf of the director of the college's prospective student. Welcome to the College of Technology, ICT.
Mr. Mike, it looks like your line is breaking. Your line is a little bit breaking.
Before I really to say just a very short. Oh, yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me now, please? Yes. So I was simply saying the director would have loved to be here to open this session for the orientation, but he's quite busy. That is why I'm here to represent him. So on behalf of the director of the College of Technology, I say I said, welcome to the this new student for the orientation session of the ICT certification program of the College of Technology. I want to seize this opportunity to thank JoinIT Solution, our partner, for all what we have been doing Yesterday, it was a project presentation for students who started this training in October. And I don't know whether these prospective students on the forum have been opportune to see the comment, the feedback from their friends who started the training as novices and what after 6 months they have become. This all is the initiative of the College of Technology to bring the best to you young Cameroonians. That is why we went as far to contact JoinIT Solution, which is one of the best training partners in the world today. The training they have done is evident of what you can achieve through IT. So I will not have so much to say, but to these prospective students for the training. You know, normally the procedure to get to College of Technology is through competitive entrance. But then we, as a research institution, we have listened to the cry of every parent, even at the level of the media, the desire to bring skilled education to everybody. And we've come to understand that the difference between the developed world and us in the underdeveloped world is just in terms of skill. So that is why we have brought a program like this to focus on what can you do, what skill do you have, what can you do with the hands, with the skill, not just certificate. So during this training, we'll be focusing to see that you achieve the best, to have those skills that can allow you stand out locally and internationally. That is why we have a partner, our value-added partner, JoinIT Solution, who is here and is doing the best. And we hope that during those of you who have the opportunity to take this training, after 6 months, you'll be able to have those skills that can really allow you to survive. And I was very glad when I listened to one of you gave a testimony to say that what if you do start ICT itself is a very broad field. Where you start, it really matters. You can be in it for 15 years and you don't have the right direction, you will not really succeed. And we are quite aware of that. That is why we have really gone that far to bring one of the best partners, yes, to really guide you, train you, and transform you within 6 months to be really world-class professionals. And to really get a little bit into some of the things that we do at the ICT certification program, the database administration is just one of the courses. We are special, our ICT certification has to do with cyber security, networking, system administration, and database. But you agree with me that our focus now is what? The database, because it's the starting point. Whether you are in cyber security, which I think that Mr. Brian will take time to do this presentation and you will see the pathway. Whether you are in cyber security or in networking or in system administration, you will always generate data. And so if you are starting as a cyber database administration, you will see that you will get enough knowledge and well guided in the way that at the end of the joining as an IT, you will be able to determine the best specialty to take, because data is the core of everything that we do in ICT. So starting with a database is the right thing to do. And finally, to say this, I will say that as a coordinator of this program, I know in the days ahead, coming, let's say from October, the requirement to get enrolled will not be the same, the way it is, because we have the procedure, we have some key cut-off points that we are supposed to take while admitting someone to go through the College of Technology. So we took this, all the other options that we have been taking to allow the population to see that this day Distance to study is not the barrier. You can study at the comfort of your home, be trained and have the same skill, even more than those who are practically on campus. So I'm afraid to say that maybe from October, the requirements will change, including even the fees. I was very happy that some of them even indicated yesterday that the kind of training that they have received, what they are paid is not even unimaginable. And so the focus here is not just the money, but is to make sure that you have quality education to those who initially did not really have it. So I will implore you to take this opportunity for the last session, which is starting next month, to enroll, because the policy advise even your loved ones who really want to get into IT to enroll this session. This is the last session of the year, because by October the policy will change and the number of students who are really trying to get into the training is women as well. The last session, just that is going on the second session, we managed to take just 50. Even though they apply more than 200, but only 50 were given the chance to study. So those of you who have already indicated to come in the third session, use this opportunity to enroll, and so that you can benefit from the training. I will not want to take much of your time. I'm hoping that I will see you in class again next month for those who have successfully enrolled. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mike. That is a lot of useful information, and we really do appreciate your collaboration and in working with JoinIT Solutions to get training to our people back home. And like you mentioned, distance is not a barrier. One key thing I picked from Mr. Mike's presentation was the fact that changes are on the way, right? You know, when you start everything, it is always like, let me see how it's going to happen. So we have proven that this training is very, very informative. The dedication that we are putting in, we're just making people in Cameroon to actually understand that learning is not a barrier. This same training I'm teaching you today, I'm working at the comfort of my home in the US, okay? And it's the same training that I took. One more of you in Cameroon, if you take the same training, you should be able to work and make the same money that I make here in the US. I'm working in the US, I have a team in India that they work for our company where I worked for. Right, I'm supervising them. They're in India. They pay them as if they're in the US, meaning that the US is outsourcing jobs to countries with cheap labor. So from Cameroon, you can get into an international job. There are a lot of people already working in Cameroon today for international companies, right? I myself, I'm planning to go back to Cameroon because I want to be working from Cameroon for international companies. All I need is the skills. That is all you need. Do you have the skills? Mr. Mike mentioned something. Mentorship is the key. If you don't have someone or an institution to mentor and nurture you from an absolute beginner, tell you that, oh, go this route, you're going to be doing the wrong thing over and over. So through this partnership, we are here to help you, right? Like he mentioned, this is an opportunity. This partnership is going to be reviewed in October, right? You'll see a lot of changes. We'll not just admit anyone. The fees are going to increase. So use this opportunity and get into the system before we get there. If you have others who are looking at getting into this training, this is the right time. This is the last batch for the very affordable fees that we have, right? Things are going to change because we have a limited number of students that we need because we want to make sure that the training you're getting is effective. So without saying much, how is our day going to look like today? Do you all see my screen? Okay. What do you see on my screen, Diane?
The PowerPoint on welcome to COT certificate program, database administration training, new
Outstanding.
student registration.
Perfect. So today, what are we going to be looking at? We're going to have a welcome, which we have already done that. We're going to look at our audience, who we are, JoinIT Solutions, who we are, the College of Technology. Then we'll go to IT in general. We'll talk about some challenges getting an IT job in Cameroon, the difference JoinIT and the College of Technology intends to make sure that you all are able to get this job. We'll look at our training structure, how to get an IT job locally and globally while you're in Cameroon. We'll look at your class schedule. We'll talk about some testimonies, and we'll give you what are the next steps. A lot of you have been asking questions. What do I do from here, right? So at the end of this orientation, you have all your questions answered. So going straight to the point, the targeted audience, right? So who is this for? Why are we having this orientation? Who is going to benefit from this? Who are the people that we are targeting? So the first thing is we are looking for absolute beginners with no knowledge in IT. A lot of the trainees that we have, the first thing they always say is, I don't have any IT knowledge. Will I be able to make it? A lot of them. So if you are in that situation, if you have that question, keep it at the back of your mind, because at JoinIT, we understand that people are absolute beginners. I graduated a high school in Cameroon without ever touching a computer. I started IT without an email address. The first day they took me and they deposited me in Douala in a class where about 6 of us studying computer software and hardware. I do not have an email. All they did, my uncle gave me a laptop, rented me a place in Douala that go and study. I could not speak French. I never had an email. I do not have a Facebook account. I never attended any computer classes. So I definitely understand when someone tells me I don't have any knowledge. But what did I do? I built on that foundation that was given to me. So it is the same thing with you. The human brain is very technical. Once you make up your mind, then you can learn. Look at the students that presented their final project. They started with nothing. They did not know anything, but they had an open mind to learn. And that is why they are where they are today. So individuals looking at starting a career in IT. You might be somebody with already an IT knowledge, someone who already knows a lot, but you really don't know what path to follow, right? So we are here. Anyone that wants to start a career, you could be a teacher, you could be a nurse, you could be a taxi driver, you could be an Okada rider, you could be a security guard, anything. But if you have made up your mind that you want to start a career in IT, we are here for you, right? You could be an IT professional looking at gaining more skills. I think it was Muhammad or someone who mentioned that he's working as an engineer, right? That is some sort of IT related. But now you want to gain more skills. You're an engineer. How does your applications work? How do they connect to databases? What happens if you design a search and it gets disappeared within your computer? How do you get it, right? So this training is for you. Anyone looking for a career switch. When I got to the US, I wanted to do nursing because I thought that was the ultimate goal. I started as a nurse at a very low level before I switched back into IT, right? So, and another thing very important, parents looking at gaining knowledge to orientate their children. There are a lot of parents that we always encourage them, attend this orientation, hear what we are saying, go back and talk to your kids. You might have some kids now that are in the secondary school, they're in Form 5, they're in Form 4, and you want to start building a future for them. They might not have all this knowledge about IT. If you're a parent, listen here, go and tell your kids, oh, I have understood this thing about IT. I want you to get into IT. We are here to help educate them, right? So the next thing is who we are. Who is JoinIT? Why are we even bringing this over to you? Why would a company be in the US and trying to teach you in Cameroon at almost no cost, right? Just an example, this training is offered here in the US at $3,000. That's like 1.7 million for 6 months. Then in Cameroon, we are giving you the same training for 300,000. Is it that JoinIT is there to make money? No. We have our goal to give back to our community by helping individuals like you to start and develop a career in IT. What we are doing is building an IT community. We have already started. We have trained hundreds of people who are making millions of dollars, right? Millions of francs CFA working here in the US. So this community is growing and we look at supporting new people. So JoinIT is an IT consultancy specialized in bridging the gap by supporting individuals in starting or developing a career in IT. And we also offer advanced IT services that enable organizations and small businesses to transform their operations through innovative IT solutions. We don't just teach, right? We are also a recruiting firm. We are working on seeing how we can train our students and place them to work in other companies. We are doing IT consulting. We audit companies and make recommendations on how they can better their IT environment. We are database consultants. We help companies to build databases to meet their business needs, right? So it's not just all about training. So if you look here, our vision is to be the leading gateway for IT solutions and skill development for organizations and professionals around the world. That is our vision. We want to be the leading gateway. And how do we become a leading gateway? It's by building from scratch, taking individuals like you who have no knowledge and grooming them up to that point where they'll have the advanced knowledge and be able to come back and groom those that are underneath them, right? That is the vision that we have. And we want you all to be part of this vision. This vision, if you look at our mission, is to train and equip IT professionals with cutting-edge skills that are needed to survive in this fast-changing IT economy, right? That is our vision. Our mission. We are looking at training and equipping IT professionals. So through this, through this mission of training you people and equipping you and providing you skill levels to companies, we are actually working towards our vision, right? So our mission is really helping us. And I can tell you that this mission has been accomplished over time, because we have actually trained, we are still training, we have helped companies with skill levels. Each of our trainees that get hired in a company, that trainee ends up being an asset in that company because they have the skills to help. Now, how are we guided to be able to accomplish this, to be able to get to our mission and our vision? That is through our core values. At JoinIT, our core values go with the acronym RIGHT, right? R for reliability, I for innovation, P for professionalism, and E for expertise. So the first thing is we are reliable. If you ask around, ask the College of Technology, ask our trainees, everyone that has passed through JoinIT, we are reliable in the sense that when we tell you there is a class, there is a class. When we tell you we're going to teach you from an absolute beginner to a DBA in 6 months, we do that. And it has been proven over time, right? Innovation. We try to bring in new solutions, new teaching methodologies that will help to groom you all as absolute beginners. We help companies by giving them ideas that will help build their organization. Professionalism, we are all professionals. Everyone that is going to be teaching you at JoinIT is a professional. We don't go and take literature. We don't teach literature, to put it that way. We teach you hands-on practical knowledge. By the time you leave our training, you'll be able to perform all the duties of a database administrator, okay? It's not as if we are telling you. IT is not like reading a literature book to go and write an exam to take first or take second. That is absolutely not it. IT is all about the skills. What can you do? What have you done? By the time you're done with this training, or even in the first week, you'll be able to evaluate yourself and see what you can do, what you have done as far as IT is concerned, okay? The next thing here is our expertise. Like I've mentioned, we are. So what trainings do we offer? For now, we offer computer basic training. We offer SQL Server Database Administration, cloud computing, that is Azure, and AWS Solutions Architect. Other trainings are coming up. We are focusing in getting into the data platform, where if you enroll with us, you'll be able to get the SQL Server Database Administration training. We are bringing in new courses like in database development. We want that people in Cameroon should be able to develop databases. That is another skill that is much needed in the world. That is a skill that can make you self-sustainable. You can walk up to companies that are working manually and build databases for them, right? We are looking at data analysis. Data is the most valuable asset of every company, and it is needed for decision making. We need to train people to be able to analyze this data. We are bringing trainings for data analysts as well. So we are tilting towards a data platform. And if you all know, guys, data, as we are saying here, is that most valuable asset. Okay? So any career that you take here, you'll be an absolute job maker, not even a job seeker. All right? So what is our goal with all these trainings? We intend that once we consolidate this, our trainings, we should be able to work with partners like the College of Technology to implement an associate's degree program in data management. So this training that you are taking now, if we get to that point where we need an associate degree, it's going to count towards your credit for that associate's degree. Okay, so we are working with UB to ensure that it does not just end at us training you. We want to make sure that after your trainings, you should be awarded a degree that is internationally recognized, right? So we are looking forward to working and having a degree in data management and analytics through the University of Boya. And this will definitely work. So keep doing your baby steps and taking your trainings. Okay. So the next thing, if you look at our structure, we are, like I mentioned, we are not just trainers. We have a management team that oversees all the activities. We have our technical team that is in charge of projects. We do website development, we do graphic design, we do a lot of stuff. Then we also have a training team. So you all are here today under a training team, right? So you see that JoinIT is not just training. So who we are, I'm going to talk about the College of Technology, right? With permission from Mr. Mike. So you have seen JoinIT solution. So if you all don't know, the College of Technology has a long-standing vision of equipping the Cameroonian youth with professional skills to not only foster their professional career, but propel young Cameroonians into various IT departments. So through this partnership with the College of Technology, we all are working towards achieving our visions and our mission. Mr. Mike mentioned something here, right? Getting into a degree program in the College of Technology is not easy. You have to write an exam to get there. But by the time you have already put your feet inside by taking some of this hands-on training, that prepares you to actually get into that degree program. Okay? That prepares you because your name is already in the system. You have already proven that, okay, you are serious, you want to get into IT. So these certification programs now, they don't have any requirements, but as I mentioned, starting October, the requirements are going to be very, very complicated. So this is a time to make that change, right? So you all, everyone stretch out, right? Relax. There you go. Before I go to the next part, I would like to bring in somebody. This is one of our students who just presented yesterday, right? I'll bring in Clinton to say a word, right? Clinton is in the C1 class. He has graduated. He's going to be telling you all how he did it and what he has gathered so far. Clinton, you have 2 minutes. Take the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. It's been an honor. Taking this training with JoinIT Solutions. You have made a lot of changes in my life, especially in the IT field. I'm really so grateful. At the beginning of this training, there are several things that I knew, but I was proven that it was not enough. So JoinIT has really moved me from one level to another. At the beginning, I had so many goals. And as of now, I've accomplished about 90% above of all those goals. So JoinIT is really made of a great team. There is no slack member of the JoinIT team. There is no feeble member of the JoinIT team. It's been consistent. It's really interesting that every class has an objective. It's not the case with the usual classroom. There be some teachers just come and slag around and exit and mark that the class held. But at JoinIT, if you miss, you're the one missing. So it's really been a journey that is consistent, and it required my consistency to be able to learn the things I've been able to learn, being able to gain good mastery with database administration. And interestingly, we had the advantage to learn some system administration and cloud computing with Azure. So it's really great. It's really great. Something that it's interesting that even some computer engineers don't have this level of skills. I mean, just the first week, those who are beginning, you'll be able to confirm that it's awesome. It's awesome. You see that the things in your machine, you may have had a machine for 10 years plus, but the things that you're going to see here, you'd be surprised that these things are all in your machine, and the power of these things that were provided to you, you never knew them. So JoinIT is really, really good. So I'm really grateful for the work that has been done upon us. It's been awesome. I think all the team members for their efforts. I mean, everybody is tough. Everybody is excellent. It's difficult to weigh. It's difficult to weigh. So I'm really grateful, sir. So it's awesome. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Clinton. We are looking forward to meeting you all. Those will be graduating on campus come the 24th, right? So Clinton is one of those who have graduated, and have to bring in another person after this presentation, okay? So now, what are we looking at? I want us to look at IT in general, right? You can mute yourself, guys. Let us look at IT in general. This is where I want you all to pay attention and ask questions, okay? Pay attention and ask questions. So, I'm gonna share this. Stop sharing. Yeah, let me know if you all see my screen. Do you see a whiteboard?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, perfect. All right. Share my screen here. Do you see that?
No.
Okay.
I see Clinton.
You see Clinton? Let me remove him. Tell me what you see now. Do you see a whiteboard?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you see me writing?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Perfect. All right. So what I want us to do here is take a look at what is IT. Okay. A lot of you, please mute yourself. Robert, help me mute everybody. So what is IT in general? I'll explain this by taking you all to a company, right? Look at a company in Cameroon. Someone give me any company that you know in Cameroon. Let me take a bank. Let's take UBA, okay? So when you look at a company, this circle represents a company. There are a lot of things that make up this company. What are those things? You have hardware, okay? You have the users, or you call them the customers. You have the employees of that company. You have applications, like softwares that they use to deposit your money and everything, okay? So these are a lot of things that make up that company. And of course, this company has a line of business, which is finance. So they are there to be able to receive your loan, your savings, give out loans and everything. When you look at this company with all these things that make up the company, right? A consolidation of this is known as an information system. Information system inclusively is everything that makes that IT environment to work, including the hardware, the software, the databases, the users, and everything. So this company having applications, what important thing do they have? They have data. That data is just the information. Mr. Brian has saved 10,000 today. He saved 10,000 yesterday. So they keep all of that, and that resides in a database. Okay. Now, this company, for it to be able to go through this line of business, what do they need? You see that they need various departments. Okay. So you can see here that you have an accounting department. You have a lending or loans department, okay? These loan departments, you can have your customer service, you can have cashiers, okay? You can have risk management, you can have transportation, you can have investment. All of these are sub-departments within this company. You see that each of these departments need what? This department definitely needs applications. The lending department needs application to process loans, right? The HR department needs application to process your payments, everything. So they need applications and they need hardware. Okay, so now who provides all of this to this entire company for it to be able to operate? An accountant does not know how to build an application to manage finances. HR person does not know. Someone who learned marketing in school does not know how to build an application. But what do they need? If you did marketing, you need an application that you store your customers' names, right? You store all the marketing stuff they're going to be putting out there. So all this, each of these departments rely on one department within a company, and that one department here is the IT department, which stands for information technology. So you see that for lending department, they rely on IT to provide the hardware and equipment. They rely on this department to give them everything that they need. And at the end of the day, the users, the customers rely on IT, because if this application goes down, you go to the ATM, you cannot withdraw your money. Who does it fall back to? The IT department, because they're in charge of that. So you understand that IT is the most integral department within any company, except for those companies that still work manually, that still go and like in Jangi House, where they have a treasurer who goes with the 20 leaf and start writing stuff. Even with that, you need to educate a treasurer that this is data and you need to save it in a secure location, right? So having this understanding about IT department in every company, it tells you that anything that you do in IT, you can definitely be needed by a company, because a company will not operate without IT professionals. Does that make sense? Are we communicating?
Yes, Prof.
So regardless of where you fit, if you do IT, you're going to get into any of this. So now the question is, look at, if you are in IT, can one person in the IT department support all of these other departments? No. But you can have a company with one accountant. You can have a company with one cashier. But you cannot have a company with one IT person, because there are a lot of things that have to be put in place to get to this point. So now let us look at this IT in general. Let's look at this IT department and what it takes. Okay? So we are getting to our IT department now. So within this IT department, do you think one person will be in charge to provide hardware, software, networking, database security, database management, and all of that? No. One person cannot be in charge to give all of that. So I will subdivide this into categories. In IT, you have what is known as infrastructure. Okay? You have IT infrastructure. You have development. You have data management. You have security. And you have networking. and you have IT management. Like people that manage IT related projects. So you see that even within this IT, you have various teams within IT. Look at this as the infrastructure team. Look at this as the networking team. Look at this as a security team. Okay? Look at this as a development team. Look at this as a database management team. Look at this as the help desk. Look at this as system administrators. So this IT itself has various disciplines, various fields that you can focus on. Okay? So now, let me talk about infrastructure. Infrastructure, you have to deal with setting up all these hardwares. Infrastructure will set up your hardware, come and put the computer at your desk, do everything. That is what infrastructure does. So if you're someone with engineering background, if you've been an electrician and you're trying to do something, this can start guiding you. Oh, let me do IT infrastructure. But do you have mentorship to follow this? Do you have someone to train you as an absolute beginner to get there? Developers. When we talk of developers, these are people that design applications, these applications that banks use. Look, something like WhatsApp, that was built by a developer. Did that developer build that alone? No. WhatsApp at the back end has a database that stores all your contacts and all your messages. So they actually developed the application with a database developer there. So development it has to do with designing and developing application. This is where you have to write code. You need to learn things like Java, C++, Python, right? JavaScript and all of that to be able to build applications that this bank can use in order to operate. Data management. Data management now is something very important, which I'm going to come and talk about that later. Security. When we talk of security, there are a lot of opportunities out there. Cyber security, right? SOC analyst and all of this. When you have this company like this company is made up of a network, an interconnection of multiple computers to share resources. So there is need for someone to ensure the security of that entire infrastructure. Filter what traffic can get in and out of the network. That is cyber security. Filter what IP addresses are trying to connect to your network. Prevent threats, prevent hackers from getting into your network to infiltrate your network. That is security. Networking also is very important because network engineers, network administrators, network technicians, they're in charge to build all these computers to communicate with one another for these various departments to be in sync. That is the network aspect of IT. IT management here, we are talking about people with knowledge in Scrum Master, project management, who can take and manage a project in IT. A company wants to build an application. They definitely need a project manager to work with all the various team members because not one person builds an application. So the question now is, where do you want to fit within IT? If someone just tell you, come and I will teach you IT, what are they teaching you? You see that is very broad. But the beauty here is that if you start as 1, you can go to 2, 3, 4, and 5 because you are already in the field. Okay, that is the beauty. Then now, look at all these teams within IT. What do they have in common? They have what is known as data. So you see that as IT here is the most integral department or part of every company, so is data, because all of these other teams, they have applications. These applications have back end. What is being stored in this back end? Data. Where does it get stored? In a database. So I will drill this to tell you that now I'm breaking it. Let us look at data at the aspect of the data platform. Okay? When we talk of the data platform, there are those other various teams within that data management department that work together to ensure that data is safeguarded, data is well utilized, and all of that. So when you're talking about data management, you are looking at data analysts, okay? We are looking at data analysts. But before I go, what is data in the first place? So you see here that data, you're talking about raw facts. Like now, all the applications that you all submitted online, that is data. I am keeping that. I can go into that data, get your email, get your phone number, call you, do a lot of stuff, manipulate that data to know that, okay, last year we had 20 students, we have had an increase in the number of students by these and all of that. So that is what data is. And the person that analyzed that data to bring out this informed decision is a data analyst. Companies need this. This bank will need a data analyst to be able to go through their savings, right? Go through their deposit, go through the number of customers and say that, oh, with this data that I have about savings and customers, last year, we actually gained this new number of students or this new number of customers, the savings decreased, and now another department can take and build on that, right? That, okay, because this is what happened, there's a trend that in next year, this bank is going to grow by this, by this. So look at the job that data analysts do in a company. Now, let us go to data engineering. A data engineer is someone who works with data coming from multiple sources. For example, you can have a bank in Yaoundé. That bank has other branches in Bamenda, Southwest, everywhere. So they need someone to be able to consolidate the data that is coming from each of these branches for that bank to have what is known as a center point of truth, which means that everything about that bank, regardless of the branch offices, even if it is international, is consolidated. So you need a data engineer to consolidate all that data and build what is known as a data warehouse. The next thing now that we are looking at is database developers. Database developers are the people in charge to build these databases. How is a database being built? It starts by gathering requirements. Oh, James, I need a database to manage my finances. A database developer comes to you, gather requirements. What do you need this database for? What type of data are you going to be storing? What reports do you want to generate at the end of the day? So that is a database developer. Okay? Now, when you talk about, remember, the other thing here is data scientists. A data scientist is someone that actually uses that data to perform magic, right? Just kidding. So this is a very big thing in IT. So if you are starting IT today in data management, your goal should be to end up as a data scientist. But now, do you just get up and you jump to become a data scientist? No. Where can you start to be able to fit into any of this role in data management? The first thing that you need to do is to start as a database administrator. A database administrator has a link with all of this. This is the starting point. When you start as a database administrator, you understand what is data, how is data being collected, how is data being stored, how is data being accessed by the users, and all of that. Once you build this knowledge about administering databases, you can easily become a developer. You can easily become a data analyst, because data analyst, you just need to learn 1 or 2 applications. Learn Power BI, learn a Tableau, learn Excel to see how you can get data and analyze it. You can become a database developer. Our next training after database administration is database development, which you need to graduate as an administrator before you get to development. This is building you, okay? So this is what we are talking about at the center. So look at how you're transitioning. You are here as a database administrator. You start this training with us. You understand everything. You have an idea on all of this. You can decide to fit into any of this as a reason for growth. In IT, you don't just start and you want to sit there. I don't want to be a database administrator for all my life. I have understood database administration. I've understood database analysis. database development, database architect, and that is why I am a consultant today. If a company calls me, I can look at the entire infrastructure and I advise them on how their data can be managed. I advise them on the development of databases. I advise them on the administration of databases. Where do I want to be? I want to end up as a data scientist. Now, everything that I've explained here and here is on-prem. This still relates to the cloud. Some people will say, I want to do cloud computing. Can you just jump up today and you want to go be a database administrator in the cloud without you understanding these basics of hardware and software on-prem? No, that is where mentorship comes in place. And that is where JoinIT fits to be able to mentor and coach you all to where you're supposed to be. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Are we all together?
Yeah, well,
Okay. So this is what we are talking about. This is the mentorship that you all need. This is the mentorship that you need to be able to make a choice. And JoinIT and the College of Technology is here to guide and mentor you. If you are going back home today, at least there is one thing you have learned. How a company is set up, what makes up that company, the role of that IT department within a company, and the role of data management within a company, and what you want to become as a database administrator, what you want to do in IT. Is that a yes?
Yes.
yes.
Outstanding. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna to digest this. I'm gonna bring in. Do we have Pachumela, Robert?
Yes. She's here.
Okay, so to digest this, we're gonna have questions, right? Let me bring in one of our students who started the training and presented yesterday, Pachumela. If she can have a video on, that would be great.
So good morning.
Yes, good morning, Pachumela. How are you?
I'm good, sir.
Okay. Are you in a position to have your video on? No, that is fine. I'll bring in Clevis. Is Clevis there? What about Mary? All right. With them not being ready, let us continue, right?
Okay, I'll be back soon, sir.
Pachumela, you knew where you're coming to, right? That is you being unprepared when you are most needed, right?
No, sir, I'm prepared. Just a few minutes, I'll be there.
Then it means you're not prepared. Okay. So let us proceed. What is the next thing that I want to address?
I'm there. Mary.
What is the next thing that I want to address? Do you all see my screen and the PowerPoint? So yes. We have talked about IT in general, right? Let us look at the challenges getting an IT job in Cameroon. The first challenge that you have getting an IT job in Cameroon is lack of information. Believe me, the information you have today, if you had this information, those who have been in Showmaker for some years now, if you had this information and a platform like JoinIT to train you, would that have made a difference in your life?
Yes, please.
Outstanding. So the first challenge is lack of this information. The second thing is inadequate training. A lot of you here, you might have gone to other schools to do training. Some of you might even have degree in IT, but you are still not able to secure a job. Why? Because you don't have the skills that are needed. You are more of a jack of all trade, but a master of none, right? Why? Because the mentorship was not there. Even when you go to school for a degree is general. After that degree, you need to specialize on something within IT. You need to specialize on something. Lack of hands-on skilled professionals. You cannot get a job in IT if you cannot do it. IT is not a trial and error. You cannot administer my databases. if you have not administered databases. Now, how do you get that training? Most companies, when they want to hire you, they tell you that they need someone with at least 2 years of working experience. You just graduating, how do you have that working experience? So JoinIT gives you that working experience because taking our training, it is very practical. You are trained by database administrators. The labs that you're doing are the things that we do at work. So our training, as you're leaving, your resume should have at least 3 years of working experience because you can defend it. You can build databases. You can administer databases. You can secure databases. You can set up high availability and disaster recovery solution in databases, right? So that is where we come in. Company structure. Most companies in Cameroon are not structured in a way that will be able to hire your people. They have not understood that in IT, there is what is known as skill-based or role-based IT. So when a company in Cameroon is about to hire, let me show you this. When a company in Cameroon is about to hire, right, they just put out a job description, they want an IT person. They don't specialize. What do they want this IT person for? What discipline? That is why there is supposed to be what is known as a role-based recruitment, where any company, you need to hire people specific for the roles that they play. A database administrator cannot be a network guy in IT. A network guy cannot be a security person. A database administrator cannot develop an application. So companies in Cameroon need to restructure themselves to match what we have seen in the Western world. And that is where JoinIT Solutions and the College of Technology is coming in to make this difference, because it is all about do you see my screen? You see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
It is all about restructuring the companies, educating them on how they can work and build their IT departments, right? And that is where our consulting experience come handy. We're going to be consulting with companies in Cameroon, educating them, right? So disconnect between companies and IT training institutions. This is something also. Companies in Cameroon, they want to hire, they really don't know. Do we hire someone who is coming from UB? Do we hire someone who has gone to this National School of Public Works and done this? Who do we really hire? So there is that disconnect. They don't know where to go and get skill levels because those institutions in Cameroon don't specify or educate them on the kind of trainings that their students are taking. JoinIT is coming in to make a difference. International influence. Why are you not getting a job in Cameroon? If I leave today and I go to Cameroon, because I took this same database administration training you're taking here in the US, I go to Cameroon, they'll hire me, they'll even pay me more. Why? They are influenced, companies are influenced by the fact that, oh, someone who studies in America has more knowledge than someone who studies in Cameroon. That is wrong. The same training that Clevis, Clinton, Mary, Patrimela took is the same training that Ghislaine took. It's the same training that I did. It's the same training that Alan did. But Ghislaine is able to sit here and make more money, make over 75 millions a year. But so a company in Cameroon will prefer to hire Ghislaine rather than hiring you. Why? There is that lack of information. There is that influence, that international influence. We are coming to break that gap, okay? We are coming to break that gap. We are speaking with a track and proven record that this is gonna work. The other thing is economic factors, of course. Power supply, internet connectivity, companies, you know, you go to the ATM and it's not working, not because, but just for the fact that they don't have electricity or network and all of that, right? So the next thing I want to talk, looking at all of these challenges, now look at this. What difference do we intend to make? JoinIT Solution and the College of Technology. What difference do we want to make? The first thing is mentorship and coaching. Don't you all see that just mentoring and coaching you people will address a lot of those challenges? Did any of you know that you can actually take a training and apply for international jobs? Most of you, you have good knowledge in Cameroon, but there is no one to mentor and sit behind you, say that this is what you do. We'll get into role-based, hands-on certification trainings. That is what you're doing here. Remember, one of the challenges is that companies don't have skill levels. They don't know how, they don't follow role-based IT recruitment. So we have to bring this training. We equip you people with international standards and skills. What you're going to be doing in your training is what I do here at work. I work for Fortune 500 companies. So by the time I train you, you have that knowledge to also work for Fortune 500 companies. We intend to organize IT seminars and workshops. This is very important. The lack of information from at the side of the companies, the disconnect between companies and training institutions. How do we beat that? We want to organize workshops where we'll bring in big companies like MTN, Camtel, all these big companies, and have our trainees tell them what we teach these trainees. They'll listen to our trainees graduate. They'll listen to our trainees talk, like the graduation or the project presentation of the other class. We are working on how can we say that to even be broadcast over the internet, over radio stations in Cameroon, for companies to listen to what these trainees are able to do in just 6 months. They will run to hire you. You will not run there because a lot of things that you know now, as far as managing databases, a lot of companies in Cameroon don't know. So through these seminars, we're gonna be able to work on that. And it is exciting to tell you that the first ever international workshop that JoinIT Solutions with the University of Boya is organizing is coming up sometime in October. You all are going to be there. Those in the training will be there to sell themselves. We'll invite companies. And the theme of that event is going to be effective digitalization of companies in Cameroon, lessons learned from Fortune 500 companies. Think about it. Effective digitalization of companies in Cameroon and lessons learned from Fortune 500 companies. This is going to be a big seminar. Most of JoinIT graduates, it's going to be sponsored by JoinIT. Those who have gone through JoinIT and they have secured jobs, they'll sponsor this event to bring together all companies in Cameroon and talk to them. How can you restructure your company? How can you build your IT department? How can you benefit from these skill levels that we are training? How can you benefit from our database development students that they have graduated? They're going to be running after you, not you running after them to secure a job. Okay? So we definitely have a plan to make things work. We have a plan to bring a difference as far as IT and recruitment is concerned in Cameroon. So we're going to bridge the gap by sensitization of companies. We're going to educate companies on the restructuring of their IT department to accommodate these skill levels. That is what we plan on doing. So your training here is not just talk, and after 6 months, you're gone. No, there is a plan. There is a vision that JoinIT is putting in place. And we are so happy that the University of Boya has accepted this vision, and we are looking at partnering more with other universities. When you hear me talk, you can see that there's that passion in me, guys. And that is the same passion that my team has. I have identified skilled and talented individuals to build this vision together. That is why you're going to be learning from the best. You have Chi Brian, people who have helped others to secure jobs. You have Ghislaine, who plays a role of mentorship to new people coming in. You have Eleanor, you have Vanessa, I have a team of more than 50 IT professionals available to help to get you started, right? This is not marketing. This is not marketing. This is us giving you information. If you need to go somewhere and gather this information, you will register, you will pay, you'll be admitted for a presentation like this. When I go to do presentation in places, I get paid for that, right? Do you know how much I pay a consultant an hour? That's big money. So this is me and JoinIT giving back to our community because we have a goal to build you all. I want to sit tomorrow and I see that, oh, Clinton is working today in a company. I want to see Diane is today an IT professional working here. That is a joy that we get. With that being said, I'm going to bring in, I see your video is on, Clevis. I'll give you a couple of seconds to say what. How was your training? I want you to focus more on the challenges that you had during your training and how you overcame them.
Okay, thank you, Brian, for giving me the opportunity to talk to those who are willing to enroll for this program. So one of the challenges we had was the issue of power outage and network. So due to our bandwidth, but I think JoinIT provided a very, very good means to solve that, because we had our videos uploaded to a Google Drive that maybe if you miss a class due to, for those maybe those who are environmental, they used to miss class due to power outage, but at least you can go back to the Google Drive, you download your class videos and you can catch up. So that is just what I'll add. So that's all.
Okay, so he has mentioned one challenge, power outage and internet. How does JoinIT overcome that challenge? All your classes here are recorded. We give you access to these videos on conditions that you don't share with anybody, right? So even if you miss a class because of internet, you come back, you'll be able to watch the video, and the classes are very instructive. So I have one other person, that is Mary. I want you, Mary, to tell us what you have learned within these 6 months of training. Focus more on what you have learned.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity you've given me to have a word with the aspiring students this morning. Some couple of months back, I was seated like them in an orientation meeting like this, and I decided to take up the opportunity to start the course. I would like to urge all of them to be committed, dedicated, and they should just start, because it's quite an interesting training. After graduating from the University of Boya, I've taken a couple of online courses in accounting because I graduated with a degree in accounting. Most of those master's courses were never as interactive as this course. So I want to urge all of them. JoinIT has all the resources to take you to your expected end. And today I have acquired a lot. We started with like zero knowledge in IT. I've been hearing of IT and I was yearning to find an opportunity to take a course in IT. Luckily, I heard of JoinIT. I hurriedly joined. Despite the challenges, I learned a lot. During the 6 months training, we learned a lot on IT. We learned on maybe how to secure our environment, how to implement security in our environment, how to manage databases. In fact, you get to learn a lot. And the most interesting part of it all was virtualizing our environment. I really enjoyed the experience because it's something I never even imagined. I never knew of it, but JoinIT gave that to us. You would come to enjoy the interactive nature of all the instructors at JoinIT. And I believe that despite the challenges that one of my classmates mentioned, Clevis, you can always overcome these challenges. When it comes to network challenges, you can always move. If you feel like the area which you're, maybe the area which you are in does not have good network, you can always move to somewhere that you feel like the network is better. Also, as a challenge for me, when I was carrying out this course, the time of the course might not be very convenient for you all, but I think that that is the most appropriate time for the class, because internet connection is really good at 2 a.m. When you wake up at 2 a.m. to study, you'll find that the internet bandwidth at that time is very good. Also, as a challenge, at times power failure, but you need to try as a student. It's all about being dedicated and committed. Try as much as possible to charge your gadgets whenever there is electricity, so that before the time of class, your battery is not completely low. Also, so as to succeed with this training, it's very necessary for you to maybe do some research before class time. You can also interact with friends so that the learning process will be very interesting and comfortable for you all. Thank you. Just get started. I don't know how JoinIT does it, but thank you, JoinIT, for doing what you do. I'll encourage you all to just get started. And when you start, you will enjoy the entire training. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you so much, Mary. We are so proud of you, proud of how far you have come, and we are looking forward to seeing you. So the next, I will pass this over to Patrimela. I want Patrimela to tell us what she can do now if she's hired in a company. What changes can she implement in a company? What are the things that she will look at, and what are the things that she can do for that company after a 6 months training like this? Yes, Patrimela.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning to JoinIT and to the trainees that are just coming in. So far, I won't continue without telling all of you that I won't continue without saying that I started this course with zero knowledge. When I say zero knowledge, it means when I hear of somebody talking about IT computer, it's like I will just freeze. But with the help of JoinIT and all the competent instructors that JoinIT has in place, guys, I'm proud to say that today I can move about with my laptop with confidence. So within these 6 months, we have done a lot. You know, we have actually done the 5 major responsibilities of a DBA, but I would just want to talk on security, which is a major aspect that as a database administrator, you are supposed to work on. So if I'm hired in a company, the first thing I want to look concerning security, security is first of all a very large aspect that is interconnected. So I will start by looking at the infrastructure in that organization, because we know that we have servers. These companies, they have servers, and these servers are found in a data center, in a physical structure. So we have to first of all start by looking at how this infrastructure is being secured. Who do we let into this infrastructure? After that, I will go further to look at the network security of that company. Now, these computers that are being found, these servers that are being found in the infrastructure, they are interconnected. They are interconnected with, you have TCP IP, you have name pipes, you have shared memories. We have to see how these computers are being protected over the network. Either we have to set like firewall so that we can be able to filter the incoming and outgoing information that comes into this into the system. So after looking at security at the network level, we now go to where, as a database administrator, you have to really base your mind. We go now to the database security. Before looking at the database security, we have to look at the instance level security. You know, with SQL Server, you're going to hear of SQL Server installation. So at this level, it is after the installation that you have your databases. These databases reside in the instance. So we have to look at the security. How can we secure that instance? So we look at maybe the authentication mode, how we have to protect, how we can secure that instance of users that are not supposed to have access into it. So at that level, when we have secured our instance, we now go into the databases that are being found in this instance. In a general setting, like in a company, we have databases, we have information. As Mr. Brian mentioned, with the situation of a bank, you have customers, and these customers, they have their ID card numbers, they have maybe their accounts, what is in their accounts. As a database administrator, you're supposed to protect this information. So when you go now to the database setting, you have to look at issues like permissions, the kind of permissions that you grant for others in the company to have access to. You can also create logins. These are users also that can also have the permission to log in into those databases. And you can also go further to look at data security measures, such as maybe transparent data encryption. You hear of stuff like always encrypted. I'm sorry that some of these things might be strange to you, but in the course of your training, you will get to know all this, and it's really going to be interesting. So that being said, this is just a bit about security that as a database administration, where you're in a company, you have to look at. I really want to thank JoinIT, in fact, COT, University of Boya. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm a very shy person. I don't talk and look at people, but with JoinIT, I'm able to like switch on my camera and talk. I want to thank JoinIT so much. And I'm just, in fact, on behalf of the Pioneer Batch, I want to say a very warm welcome to the trainees that are coming in, and we wish to hear from you in your IT world in the days ahead. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Patrimela. Thank you so much. And like she mentioned, guys, she started this training as an absolute beginner. I remember the days in class, Patrimela will ask all sorts of questions. She will ask questions until her classmates are going to be mad at her. But today, she's one of the best because she was open-minded. Look at how explaining what she can do for a company. Just imagine that we organize a seminar like this and have you people stand and talk to companies in Cameroon. Why will you not get hired? Look at what she can do as far as securing a company's data. She understands what is data. She understands the importance of data, right? And that is just one of them. Their class, there were like 20 of them. And all of them, believe me, these are people that companies can hire, and they will help them build that IT environment. So again, congratulations, Patricia. We're looking forward to meeting in the days ahead. Okay?
Thank you very much.
So let me just round up. Then we'll have room for questions and comments. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to get an IT job locally and globally. Locally, of course, is in Cameroon, right? The first thing you need is the skills and understand your area of expertise. You cannot be going to apply for a job, you just say, I want to be an IT person. Build your resume tailored towards a particular role in IT. If you are done with DBA training, your resume should be tailored towards database administration and data management. Don't have a resume that your last company, you were a history teacher, this other company, you taught marketing in this school, and this other company, you're working as a database administrator. It does not work that way. Your resume has to be tailored towards what you've been doing and what you can do. And we are here to help you, right? So once you get a well-tailored resume, you can apply for both local and international jobs, okay? Now, get the required certifications. Certification in IT is very important. It does not mean that it is required for you to get a job, because in IT, we focus, in the Western world, we focus on your resume and interview. What have you done? What can you do? But now in Cameroon, you need these certifications to prove. And our students in Cameroon, they are passing certifications like this. And JoinIT is working to see how can we make this very affordable for you all. And I'll still use this opportunity to announce that soon, JoinIT is starting a JoinIT certification center in Boya, where you'll be able to finish your training, go sit there, write your certification. This is also going to be an opportunity for you where we'll provide a study area. We want to make sure our students have where to study. We'll have good internet, we'll have uninterrupted power supply. You'll be able to subscribe and go study. We want to impact you people back home. We have a lot in stock. With collaboration with the College of Technology, there is a lot that shall be accomplished, right? So there are a lot of major things coming. Take advantage of this. The next thing is, I'll talk about a professional resume. Check jobs, company sites, and apply. You need to apply for both local and international jobs. The class that just graduated, We have requested their resumes. What do we want to do with? We want to tailor their resumes towards database administration. We'll be having classes with them on how to apply for international jobs, right? One of your instructors here was a chemistry teacher in Cameroon, McDonald. He got hired by an international company, sponsored with his family to go work in Mauritius. There are a lot of jobs in Mauritius. So he's going to be the one trying to help you. Okay, apply for this job, apply. How did he get an international job from Cameroon as a DBA? It's through the same training that you're going to be taking. Do not relent your effort. Stay connected and active. All these people that have graduated today, if they just go sit back at home and be like, I've finished a database administration training, is a job going to come look for them? If they disconnect themselves from JoinIT, if they exit all their groups, the good thing in JoinIT is that we don't exit your groups. You have a group where when one person gets a job, it motivates others. We are there with you from start to finish. JoinIT is a community. It's not a regular training school. If it's a regular training school, what we'll do is now, all the students that have graduated, you should leave and go look for your stuff. But no, we are still behind them, helping them with resume, making sure they write and pass their certifications, right? Continue to acquire knowledge. Now, we're going to be starting a class in database development. Hopefully that goes through after our meeting in Boya, where all the students that have graduated, why in the job market, they know to administer databases, but they need additional skills. What do they need? How to develop databases. So we'll expect that they don't just go and sit. All of them, we want to keep them active. So we're going to be starting a class in database development, which they will all enroll and be learning skills now how to develop databases that will complement their skills as database administrators. Make sense? So continuous learning. IT is continuous learning. You'd never want to get complacent. Then, now, how is our training structure and methodology? The first 2 weeks of our training is computer basics, where you understand the IT environment, you understand the responsibilities of a DBA. We introduce you to databases and database management system. This is the foundation of IT. We take the first 2 weeks to build you. The second 2 months, we focus on SQL Server installation, creating and managing of databases, database security, right? Database monitoring and performance tuning. To the third month, we take you into implementing high availability and disaster recovery solutions. Some of these terms might not mean anything to you. The last month, we take you into Azure training. All these people graduating, they now have accounts. We have created accounts for them. They can log into Azure Cloud, build databases in the cloud, create virtual machines in the cloud, store their stuff in the cloud. So we give you this at almost no cost. Then the last part, you get into the job market. Okay? So challenges faced during and after your training. During your training, computer requirements, right? Most of you don't have the right computers for the training. So what is JoinIT and the College of Technology doing? Setting up a center in Cameroon, we'll be able to make sure that we send high-class computers where you all can go buy them, right? That might effectively start from this class. We are looking at making sure that you have the required skills. So if you're looking at buying a computer, just stand by. You know, in the days ahead, we might send together some computers in Cameroon where we'll be able to direct you on what to get. These are computers that already meet the requirement. You have Windows 10 or Windows 11 Pro. That is what we need. 16 gigabyte of memory and at least 500 gigabyte of storage. So we want to make sure that you have all the skills. We go extra miles to help you be successful, right? These are things that we do at almost no cost. The next thing is time difference. A lot of students will say that I get up I attend classes at 3 a.m. Guys, when I got to the US, I used to work 2 jobs. I go to work from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. From there, I leave and I go to my other job from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So if you're in Cameroon, pretty much you are still staying with mom or dad, and you have to get up at 3 to attend classes, and you say that the time difference, that is a no complaint. I don't think there's any of you in Cameroon who does 2 jobs, right? Before getting where I am today, even Ghislaine, we work night shifts. We don't even sleep. When people leave Cameroon and come to the US, ask them. They need to work in order to get better. So don't look at you getting up at 3 a.m. to attend classes as a challenge. No, because we have gone through that. If you don't go through that challenge, you will not see the importance of it. internet issues. You all best know that this training requires internet. So you need to ensure buy your modem, buy your router, know how to manage your internet. When you start classes, we'll bring these students that have graduated to tell you what kind of internet you should buy, how you should manage your internet usage and all of that. Finances. This to me is not a challenge, right? Because like Mr. Mike said, now this training is 310,000. It's affordable. It's at almost no cost based on what we're going to be doing for you guys. Next year, this training fee is never going to be like this. Okay? You either triple the amount. So this is just a pilot phase that we are putting in place. And the value that we have seen, the value that is coming, this amount is going to triple. So use this opportunity. Laziness. Most of you in Cameroon, you want to go to all those nice snacks, you know, just go enjoy, come back. Guys, you need to put your life together. In order to get this training, you need to sacrifice something. That thing they're going to sacrifice is your sleep. What you're going to sacrifice is your expenses, buying internet, buying data. What you're going to sacrifice is social media. Stay off of social media. When you go online, go to learn something that will impact you. Sacrifice 6 months of your life. Cut off those distracting friends and focus on yourself. After the training, the challenges you have is getting a job in Cameroon. That is for sure. Do you give up? No. Continue learning because jobs are coming. With the implementation and the vision that we have as JoinIT, jobs are definitely coming. There is change on the way, and that change will not pass you by. Okay? Stay relevant. Stay active in the community. Most of these people that have graduated now, we are bringing them back in as mentors to be helping you. That is how they keep their skills going. They're going to be mentors in your class. You have an issue, they help you. By them helping you, they are helping themselves because they will gain skills to be able to talk and talk to interviewers. Certification, of course, write your certification. Class information. This tuition, the total tuition for this training is 310,000. 10,000 is your registration. Okay? The first installment you pay is 150,000. First installment is due first day of class, and we definitely cut this at a certain number. After this orientation now, within a week, you'll get an email on how to make your first payment. We'll give a cutoff date. Those that will make their first payment by that cutoff date are going to be those that will be in class. The last training session, remember, we rejected a lot of people. So there are a lot of people that want this training. We go by a first come, first serve basis now, but subsequently, we're going to change, right? There's going to be a procedure, an entrance that you write to get into the training. That to help filter people. We want those people who are serious. So the information about training, is payment is going to be sent out to you a week from now for you to start preparing. You have at least 2 weeks to make your payment with a deadline. Second payment, 150, is due 3 months into the training. So we have break this into two. So the first day of class, you make the first payment before you start classes. Then the second payment is due 3 months into the training. Remember, training fees are non-refundable. Training fees are non-transferable. It does not mean that if you start your training today and you drop, next session you will come down, you pay the 150. No, because you have limited chances. That is why we put down this orientation to make you understand what you are getting into, right? Before you actually make that commitment. So once a payment is made, it is non-refundable, it is non-transferable. Your classes normally are held 3 times a day. That is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Changes can be made on this schedule based on need. Okay? When you all start, we'll have a survey, we'll discuss all of this. But for now, mark this as your training date. The time, regardless, is 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. So you need to get up early. For those going to the club, if you go to the club, make sure you are home by 2:55, right? So you can take 5 minutes and wipe off your makeup and attend class. You attend class now like this, right? Okay. So what are the computer requirements? This training requires you to have a computer, either a laptop or a desktop, and an external monitor. So it has to be like this. You need to have an external monitor because you're going to be seeing what I'm doing now on my screen, then practicing on the other screen. I did not say 2 computers. No, I said 1 computer, then you buy an additional monitor to link it. This additional monitor could be an old TV that you have at home, but there's supposed to be that HDMI cable that links your laptop to your external monitor. Okay? Your computer must be Windows 10 or Windows 11, and it needs to have a Pro operating system. Normally, computers will come with Windows Home, right? But of course, we can always help you to upgrade to a Pro. It needs to have 16 gigabytes of RAM. It needs to have at least 500 gigabytes of storage. And that external monitor. So basically, that is what you need for this training. I'll give the room now for questions and answers. This was programmed for 2 hours. It looks like we have 4 minutes left. Before I give room for questions, Mr. Mike, do you have any comment or anyone in the UB team?
Yes. Okay. Yes, Mr. Brian. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian, for a very rich presentation. And I think that at this point, for our prospective students, there is no doubt on what we are getting to. Yes, it is a very rich presentation indeed. And anyone beyond any reasonable doubt would be an opportunity that we have here in our hands. So if I just want to add to it, just to say, you have said everything, but to our prospective students in this class. And I think that just a few months ago, you all listened to the head of state new speech to the youth during the 11th February. And the call that the head of state made was what? It said of 3 things, but I can remember of 2. He said that the trend is that what? Either you get into agriculture or ICT. ICT is a way out. And we are here with our partners just to fulfill that role. ICT, not just ICT, but the right training in ICT is what we are trying to do. I want to say that this very ICT that we have said.
Mr. Ma, you're kind of breaking.
Presentation is all about. You see that the problem now in ICT is not about. Yes. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes. Like I've said that the ICT that we are talking about is not, you are not coming here to be trained to go and look for jobs. But with the right skill, you will be able to create jobs. We will do IT, we don't look for jobs, we create jobs. If your problem is about job, we will say that this is the only sector that every year, thousands of job opportunities are going on field, starting right here in Cameroon. If you want me, I can start forwarding you about 1,000 jobs on database administration globally. Our motto here in the College of Technology is that we train you locally, you qualify globally, which means that don't be surprised that if you have the right training and the database, you will have maybe your first job in the US, in Canada, in Japan. I can start forwarding some of the links for those jobs which are standing, looking for people with the right skill to apply. And don't be surprised that every year this opportunity goes on field. So I want to encourage those of you who have taken the initiative, taking your time to attend this orientation. If you see something good, tell your family members, tell your loved ones to enroll. Like I've said, coming October, the method of enrolling in the College of Technology ICT certification program will become a little bit difficult because of what? The pressure for those who really want to enroll is very huge. So it's a unique opportunity to take the training, this last training coming June. Thank you very much for your time. Thank the CEO of JoinIT Solution. Time to come down here on the 23rd and 24th to witness and of course certification award ceremony organized by JoinIT and the College of Technology for the very first batch of this ICT certification program this week. This coming week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mike, for that wonderful presentation. I would like to have Prof. Robert. Are you there?
Yes, right here, Prof.
Okay. So I would like you all to have a word. Robert is our training coordinator for the trainings in Cameroon. I'll have him say a word.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I trust you all are doing well, and some of your worries and the questions that you had, we have answered them so far. So my name is Robert. I am one of the instructors and the coordinator here at JoinIT. So here we try to provide you with the best and only the best. We have all the resources available for you to make use of. Like you saw in our structure, we have the instructors, instructor assistants, and mentors. They are here to help you anytime you want. So after the presentation, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to any of us in the community. We're going to respond to that. And regarding the training, we have a methodology that has proven to work from the beginning. We try to make sure that we start from the absolute base and bring you up to an IT professional, even if you don't know how to click a mouse or to type on a keyboard. We have the experience and the methodology to do that. So making the decision to be here today is one step, a very big step that you are taking. So with the orientation, we hope that it helps you make a decision on what you would like to do moving forward from now. So I hope to see you all in the next session that is starting. Thank you, Mr. Brian.
All right, thank you so much, Robert. So I'll take a couple of questions, then I'll try to address them all. Yes, Diane, I see your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Please, I have two questions to ask. The first question is that after the 6 months training, right, is there another stage after the 6 month training? And then the degree program, what is the duration for the degree program, or what we are doing now actually cover the degree program? I'm so sorry, the last one. The last one I have is that I'm writing an exam during the period where the classes are starting, and it's going to be a little bit too choked up. I don't know if there's like, is there can I start a little bit late because I'll be writing exams during that period? That's all.
Those are very good questions, Diane. Diane, where are you from? From the last, your name, Diane. Where are you from?
I'm from Com.
Isaiah Nini.
Lisa.
At times you teach also in Com, but you wouldn't know. Com is an international language. So if you join this training, not that you're actually joining the Com community as well. Right? Okay, yeah. So the first thing is this, the 6 months training, right? After the 6 months training, what happens? After the 6 months training, we'll now go into preparing you for your certification, right? And applying for jobs. Then we have another training that we encourage everyone to enroll in, which is database development, right? That is it. Then now, what I mentioned, there is no degree program yet for this ICT certification program, but we are working with our partners to see if we can build a consolidated associate's degree program in data management. That is not yet in place. But when that program gets in place, and if you have already taken database administration and database development, those credits are going to count towards that program. Okay? So the degree program in data management and analytics is not yet operational, but we are working on getting that done. So start preparing yourself by taking all these other certification trainings that we are bringing in. Does that make sense? Good. The way you have asked your question, you'll be like a Patrimela in the C3 class. Okay, the next thing is about the training start date, right? So the College of Technology, Mr. Mike, they have brought this up, that exams are starting that same period. Okay, that is why you see in this presentation, we have not told you the exact date that this training is starting. It's after this presentation, we'll look at the calendar and we'll see how best it is, because we are targeting those people that are actually graduating from school. Some people are writing their GCE that will need to enroll in this. We don't want to keep them behind. But what will happen is we're going to be driven by the number of students who have registered. We're going to set a deadline, right? And definitely the start date of the training is going to be looked into, because that concern has come in from the College of Technology. Make sense? So for now, the tentative start date is that early June, but changes can be made. We have not talked about that. We have not concluded yet. But you need this orientation to make a decision, right? Yes, Fongan. Fongan, are you from Batibo? You are muted.
Can you hear? Okay, yes. I'm from Awing. I'm from Santa subdivision.
Are you from Awing? Apela?
Yes. Apon.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a question per se, just a compliment to you and your team for the job you're doing. I mean, after the presentation, we can see a clear roadmap of the data sector, managing data in IT. I think that if we continue in this spirit, we are going to grow as real professionals. Thank you so very much. I want to bless God for the person who introduced me to you people. And I pray each and every one of us attending this orientation class is as well blessed. Thank you and have a nice day.
Outstanding. Thank you so much, Fongang. One of our instructors here, one lady in the team, her name is Barbara Fozo. She's from Awin as well. So you'll be opportune to connect with her. You can build a Awin IT community, right?
Sure.
Outstanding. Okay. Who else? Prof. Allen, are you there? Yes, Mohammed.
I'm here, Prof.
All right, I'll get to you. Mohammed, unmute yourself.
Hello?
Yes, Mohammed.
Thank you once again for giving me the floor. This one was very, very interesting. It is so that I already have a computer with 8 GB, but I think that to be operational, another one with 16 GB. But it is true that also the time to attend the courses is a problem to get up 3, but that's why when we need success, we need to make efforts. But for me, it's very, very interesting, because to be able to be DBA, it is very interesting. And I'm just waiting for the 5th of June to start the course with you. It's a great pleasure.
Good job, Mohammed. Thank you so much. There is one thing that you're doing, which I want you to continue doing. Anywhere you find yourself among English speakers, right? Speak English. Take that opportunity to talk, because that is how you learn, right? Be that person that wants to talk. Even when you start this training in your class, be the one to be helping your classmates. Be like a group leader in your class and talk. That will get you better. I like that approach. Okay? So nothing is a challenge.
Thank you very much.
Every challenge that you have here, there is always
yes.
a way to overcome it. So I'm going to take, I'll have Prof. Allen. Prof. Allen is a database administrator. He's the Chief Financial Officer of JoinIT Solutions. He is also our General Training Coordinator here in the US and around the world. I'll give Prof. Allen the floor to address you all.
Thank you very much, Prof. Brian. Good morning again. It's very, very exciting to see all of your faces. I've done this quite a few times. We come here, we take a look at a list of faces who are eager to learn, people who have never done anything computer related. And I know that at the back of your mind, you're thinking, can I really do this? The only time you probably remember computers is when you see on movies. Njia, I'm going to mute you.
Yeah, I think we should remove him from the class, Alan. He's been a pain. I'll be
Okay.
muting him time and again. Just drop him out.
Okay, perfect. So I have been doing this quite a few times. We've had several town halls like this where we are having a situation where I have quite a few students who come in and they're wondering, because the only time they remember computers is when they are watching a movie on TV and they just see people sitting on it and they're just typing things like this. Looks like that is all about computing. That is not. Computers are very, very impressive and wonderful tools that they can learn. Anybody can learn. There is no magic to it. As Prof. Brian may have mentioned, I used to be an accountant before I became someone. I started working in IT. If I can do it, you can do it. Each and every one of you sitting here have the skill to become computer programmers, computer DBAs, computer network engineers, and all of these different things. So the first thing that you have done is that you have taken action. At JoinIT, we believe in something. We believe in action. You're going to see this when we start our training. Don't come to a teacher, don't come to a mentor and say, oh, I'm having a problem. The first thing we ask you is, what action have you taken? Sitting here today as you're sitting there is action that you have taken. I see Mohammed, I see Diang, I see Clevis, who has taken this training before. I see all these other teachers. Prof. Gislen has told you his story, how he was having a very hard time when he was thinking about starting this in English. But he came in and look at where he is today. He is a senior database administrator today. He is not teaching in French. He is not working in French. He's working in English language. How is that possible? It is just determination. So once again, I want to say that you have taken the first step. As Prof. Brian has been saying, Prof. Michael has been saying, these classes, the spots are limited. We really want to make sure that everybody gets this training. But we cannot take 300 people and put in class, and then it's like my time where we used to go to university, we used to go to Amphi 750. For those in Boya, you know, some of us are standing outside, right? Just to attend the class. No. It's a professional training where the instructor to student ratio is like 1:5, because we want to make sure that you get everything that you need to get from this training. If you're having a problem, you can reach out to somebody. Very important. So once again, you all are very welcome into this community of JoinIT Solutions. I want to thank again the University of Boya for giving us this opportunity to bring this back home. We have been enjoying the gifts of IT out there. Most of you have already seen it. You've heard from your brothers. IT is now the new thing, and it's going to be for a very long time. So all I can leave you with today is get started. Do not procrastinate. Do not say, I will join the next session. These classes are at 2 a.m. I have people who are doing masters, PhD programs, and they're still taking this. I have people who are taking other exams, and they're still doing this. Do not make excuses for yourself. Take action today. Thank you very much, Prof.
All right, thank you, Mr. Allen, for those words of encouragement. So you all have heard from Allen. Chi Brian, I saw Chi online. Do we have, is this our Vanessa? Any other JoinIT instructor online to say a word? Any graduate want to say a word?
Hello, Prof. Brian.
Hey, Aqua.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, you want to turn on your video?
Yeah, it's just that I'm a little bit at work, but I'm on my phone. I didn't go out with my laptop.
Okay, Elvis. All right, so Elvis is one of our students in Cameroon. Elvis has finished his training. He's more of an instructor assistant, so you're going to be hearing more from him, you know, in the days ahead. So Elvis, go ahead and say, is that your background?
Yes, my normal background.
I mean the
I'm on the
noise.
phone,
Where's
so
the
I
noise
can
coming
have. Probably I'm in a school environment.
from? Okay.
Okay, let me move a little bit away. Okay, so everybody, you're welcome, especially our new trainees. You're having one of the best trainings you could ever get into. You just have to be focused. The challenges which you may all have, you just have to overcome them. You design strategies in order to overcome the challenges. If others have done it before, you can do it as well. Be it internet connectivity. Now, JoinIT has structured the program in such a way that it's 3 a.m. When we took the training, we're getting up at 2 a.m. So you can imagine. So the training has been tailored with taking into consideration all the difficulties we can face in Cameroon. And JoinIT never lets you down. They continue to be with you from
All right, I think Chloe's run into some computers issue. So I'll give the floor now for the last set of questions. Anyone has a question?
Yes, please. I have a last question, Mr. Brian.
Go.
Maxwell has the last question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Please, like you were talking about the certification, which means after the training, they have to go in for a formal certification. Did I get you well on that? And
yes. So
with
prepare
who
you
do we certify? Do you have another partner or like some other organizations whose certifications are accredited or more recognized?
Outstanding. That's a good question. The first thing here is that once you're done with this training, you get a certificate of completion from the University of Boya. That is first an international university that the certificate will be recognized. If you move to go to any college, you can use that as credit for the courses that you have learned, right? That is a certificate of completion that you get from the College of Technology, University of Boya. So that is a game changer. The second thing is that in IT, you hear all these products in IT, right? The people that certified you are the owners of those products. For example, you're going to be taking database administration. That is SQL Server Database Administrator. Who owns that? It's Microsoft. So you will be certifying as a Microsoft Certified Database Administrator. You write the Microsoft official exam, right, which is recognized globally. If you are doing cybersecurity or cloud computing, let me say AWS, who provides the certification is the company that owns that product, like AWS. So in IT, certifications are issued by the authority that owns the product that you are learning. Okay? So after this training, you write what is called the DP300 certification, which is administering relational databases in Azure, right? And it means you're going to have two things: a certificate of completion from UB and a certificate from Microsoft when you pass it. Does that answer your question?
Thank you very much. I think the answer is clean and understood.
Okay, perfect. Roberto.
Yes, sir, Brian. Yes, I just wish to ask. Thank you for the opportunity. Firstly, for this training you're about to give us. I just wish to know, what is your plan in terms of us in Cameroon tackling the issue and challenges we face in getting a remote job, especially in database? I don't know, is there maybe a plan for us? Because I have tried, and maybe someone else, maybe there's somebody who has tried before getting a remote job. It's difficult in Cameroon. I don't know if you have a plan for us to get a remote job, maybe while here, or is it that maybe we'll just wait on maybe companies we have in Cameroon for them to maybe employ us or for us to showcase our talent after the training? Thank you, sir, if you could help us.
I'm muted. Say you're muted.
So that was a good question, and thank you so much for that. If you're here from the start, the first question or the presentation I mentioned is strategy that we have in place. The first is equipping you all with the skills. The first thing is most of you did not know that you can actually apply for these jobs. Even if you know, how is your resume being tailored? Is your resume just scattered all over the place? So we're going to be helping you on how to tailor your resume to apply for skill-based and role-based IT jobs. We're going to tell you what site you can apply. We're going to give you training on job application. You could be saying that you have applied just because you applied once or twice and you did not get a job. Applying for a job is a job on its own. So we need to educate you on that. Also, JoinIT is growing to be a recruiting company. We want to be able to set up a way where we can actually play the role of recruitment, where we can recruit our trainees to work for various companies. So the vision is very big. Do not be frightened. Do not be limited that you cannot have international jobs. I'll give you an example. McDonald, one of your instructors, who was a chemistry teacher, got hired from Cameroon, sponsored to go work in Mauritius, and he's in the US now, right? That is one thing. Most of you also are looking for other opportunities to travel to the US. If you already have this knowledge and you travel, maybe to the US or any other country, it's going to be an advantage to you. You never know how tomorrow is going to look like. When McDonald started his training, he did not know that he was going to be hired internationally, right? So there's a lot in stock. While we are focusing on educating companies in Cameroon to hire you, we are also looking at a way how you could be hired globally, and most of these things are being addressed in that presentation, okay? So don't worry yourself.
Okay, Sir Brian, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna take Diana. Diana. Is it Diana? Your hand is up. I think you're muted. Okay. Naila, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Please, thank you for this great opportunity that you're giving me. I wish to ask, after our training, we will be given like an opportunity to do voluntary services so that we shouldn't forget the skills acquired from the training, or we will be given an opportunity to go on internships. That's what I want to ask.
That is a very wonderful question, and I love that. So, of course, the first thing we do in our trainees is that after your training, we bring you in to JoinIT as a mentor based on your performance, right? Then the College of Technology have what they call the internship. There's a department there where you need internship. You actually submit your documents. The College of Technology will give you recommendation on where to go get internship done. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you, right? There are all these people that have graduated. We are working on a program where we could get them into internships in other companies. They'll have documents for internship. We'll recommend, because JoinIT is already a name now in Cameroon. The College of Technology is a name. So once we reach out, build this relationship with companies, that is what we are trying to do starting October with our first international career fair. We're going to be making companies know that our trainees are going to be coming for internship, and that is the way to start marketing you all, right? Also, there is nothing here like after your training. You never finish a training in IT. You have to continuously be learning. After the database administration training, while you're in the job market, you are enrolling in database development. You know, so the future and the methodology that we are using is well defined and is there to keep you active until you get successful. You're going to be the one to back out of IT. All right, Naila.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, other question? All right, without much to
Please,
say.
I have one last question. I have one last question, please.
Yes, Maxwell, next
Sorry,
time
I'm
you have
asking
a
lots of
question,
questions.
use the Zoom to
Yes,
raise
one
your
last
hand up.
question.
Hold on, Maxwell.
Yes, it's because, okay, thank you. I could not raise my hand up because I'm not in a comfortable environment. I already left my home and I'm heading somewhere while following.
Go ahead, ask your
Permit me
question.
to ask, even if they, thank you. The question is about the number of classes we attend, just to know about the effectiveness of the students. How many classes should a student attend, or should a student continuously just watch the videos? Because I believe in interactive classes. I mean, this just to encourage us who are going to be studying that we need to be intentional about attending and participating in classes, not only watching the videos while giving some one or two excuses online, saying maybe due to network or power get off. How many, is there a limit of number of classes or absences?
So we're gonna discuss this first day of class, right? Normally we'll have a discussion. This training has a required number of hours that you need to be in class. Without that, you cannot graduate. We take attendance every class, okay? So there is that requirement. You have to be in class. You need to participate in your groups. You need to participate in assignments. You need to do group presentation. You need to present the final project. If you don't follow all the methodology, you will not graduate. You will not have any certificate from us. We're not going to do any follow-up, right? The required number of hours for this training is about 300 class hours. We expect that every student should attend at least 275 hours of class, okay? So that is a requirement, and all of this will be sent to you by email after this orientation. So I'm just going to use this opportunity to talk about the next steps. So from here, what are your next steps? Your next steps, just start preparing your training fee, $160,000 from now. You will receive an email with instructions. You have to go and deposit the money in the bank. Instruction will be deposit into the bank information, send your payment receipt to A, B, C, and D, then you will get added in the actual classroom, right? For this particular class. You get all those instructions. You get the modalities of the training before you make the payment. When we are sending you this payment information, we'll tell you that these are the training requirements. Do you accept to this? Do you accept to this? You actually read that email, then you go make your payment. At that time, you are binded by that contract, right? That, okay, you're going to attend these classes. We definitely understand natural things will happen that will prevent you from attending classes. Nothing is built on rocks. But we know students that are actually not in class because they cannot make it. And we know students who are just playing around. We believe in Cameroon, when I was in secondary school, I was happy to come in school, let they cancel classes. But now when I started IT, I did not want my instructor to cancel class. I did not want to miss any class because IT is continuous. What we are learning today, tomorrow we are taking from where we stop. It's not as if it's a new topic that is introduced all the time. So once you start missing classes, you get lost behind and it's difficult to catch up, right? So expect that you should attend every class. The videos that we are giving you is for revision, not replacing your actual class time. Does that make sense? All right. So for now, go ahead if you have not filled out the application, because the only way we get your email is when you fill out that online application. You can forward that link to anyone interested. They should fill it out. We'll give you 3 to 4 days from today to make sure you fill the application, digest this information. Then in the next 5th or 6th day, you definitely get an email with instructions on how to make your payment. When you make your payment, you definitely email the receipt. We'll see that you have made your payment. We'll add you in the actual group. Where you are now with over 200 students is just a general group for a lot of people, right? But use this opportunity to make your payment as once you get the information so you can get added into the class group. We have a cap of between 40 to 50 students per class. You all here today, we are about 40. We hope that those who are here will learn, right? Take advantage of this. Without much, I would like to end at this point and thank you all on behalf of JoinIT and the College of...
Please, I have a question, please.
Okay, this is the last question.
Yeah, thank you. I've been trying to raise my hand, but I don't know if you maybe you didn't notice as well.
Right.
So, yeah, so it's concerning the requirements. You talked about a laptop and an external monitor. So what I was trying to ask is, is it possible that one could attend the class and later use the external monitor, as you said, which because from what I understood was that the external monitor was meant for the practical work, since we learn practically. So I'm talking about this based on the situation where someone was maybe employed and because of work situation, we may be attending classes in different areas. Me, for as an example, I'm a little kind of mobile, so I always carry my laptop along. So most often, it won't be possible for me to carry a laptop and the external monitor. Then secondly, from the flyer, I read that the registration will start 2 weeks after the studies. So a payment rather, a fees payment will start 2 weeks after the studies classes. And now you said you're gonna start the payment from the date of classes. So I'm a little bit mixed in that area. So if you can clarify me more. Thank you.
Good question. Let me start with the one of your laptop. Of course, you will not travel with multiple monitors, right? But you want to make sure that most of the classes you have your dual monitor. The reason is because you want to see what the instructor is doing and practice on the other screen. But if you're in a position where you don't have it, it's going to be challenging to you because you will not be able to do those labs in class. If you have to, you'll be minimizing your screen and bringing it back up. I've seen situations where some students had to use their phone to attend and work on their laptops, right? It's okay. Whatever you do, but be aware that you'll be dealing with those challenges, okay? So it's not as if you're going to be kicked out of class if you don't have 2 monitors, but you're going to be so behind. Now, regarding the training, remember, we are giving this training in 2 places. Cameroon is segregated, right? You are going through the College of Technology. You have this certification, you have this follow-up and these opportunities that with the College of Technology will ensure that before you get in, the first requirement is to pay your tuition. Then now with people outside the world, in the US, we normally give them the first 2 weeks to pay their training. So you pretty much read the training about US, right? Not the part about Cameroon. In Cameroon, the training fees are being paid first day of class, but the rest of the training where we take people outside, we give the first 2 weeks. Because first, they are paying $3,000. That's like 1.7 million. You want to make sure that before you pay that 1.7 million, you have learned something, you have understood what you are getting into. Your training in Cameroon is 310,000, right? We don't want someone to come within the first 2 weeks, gather material, go without actually enrolling in the training. And we also want to make sure that in Cameroon, since our numbers are limited, we take just the serious people who are ready to get into the training. We don't want to gather 20 or 90 people to come, and after the first 2 weeks, we are left just with 30. We want to make sure that we start by getting those who are serious. We believe that once you take that first commitment to make that payment the first day of class, you must have understood. That is why we give you all this orientation now and the modalities. Make sense, Samson?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Outstanding. All right, guys. I'll see you all. Stand by. Wait for an email. You are in the WhatsApp group. Please ask any question in the WhatsApp group. We're going to answer. Fill out the application form. Share this information with your friends. This video, the link to this video is going to be shared with you all. Kindly send it over to your friends to watch. Encourage them to enroll in this training so that you all can study together. On behalf of JoinIT and the College of Technology, we'll see you all on the other end. Okay? Bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, JoinIT team. Thank you, Ghislaine.